Hi everybody, today we're going to make tinga. It is a Mexican dish. It's a spicy braised pork tostada. And this first day what we're going to do is we're going to take some really tough pork meat, the pork butt more specifically, and we're going to braise it for a good 60 to 90 minutes until it's fork tender.
So all we're doing is day one, braising.
So for this first part, when we're braising our pork butt, we're going to cut this up into cubes. We're going to add some onion, some garlic, water, and salt. And braising means we're going to be cooking it in a pot in our water. You're braising something, it means you're cooking it in water for quite a long time until it gets tender. Whenever I have onions or garlic, before I have the meat touch my cutting board, I like to cut my vegetables first. Take your onion, cut the top off. That's the root end, we're going to leave it alone. Cut side down, go through the root, turn it, go through that again. What we have is 4 quarters here. Peel it, take the whole thing, roots and all, without skin, throw it into your pot. I'm taking that first layer of the onion off. It's that really matte, dull looking part of the onion. Take that first layer off and it'll be nice and shiny. So I've got 3 cloves of garlic here. I'm gonna take the root right off the end there like that. Boom. Simply put the knife blade on top, hand, crunch it, and I can peel all 3 very quickly, just like that. Take those 3 peeled, smashed pieces of garlic in there. So what I've got here is the pork butt, and I've taken the bone out. It's just a big old piece of meat, and the pork butt does not come from the bum of the pig. It comes from the upper shoulder, and it's a part of the body that moves a lot on the pig. It's a muscle, it gets lots of exercise, which means it's tough. And tough meat usually has lots of flavor. I want to take this meat and I want to cut it into 1-inch squares, 1-inch cubes, lay it out, super sharp knife, boom, boom. All that gristle, and gristle is those tough pieces of meat that are really hard to chew on. And I cut this into cubes about this big. You want to do that with 1 pound of your meat.
But that gristle will start to soften as we braise it for a long time.
And the braising again is I'm going to cook this meat in a liquid for quite a long time. And there's a muscle fiber protein called collagen. And what I'm going to do while it's braising, well, I'm not doing anything, the water, the cooking liquid, is breaking that collagen down into something called gelatin. And if you know what Jello is made of gelatin. Meat is in my pot with my onions and garlic. I'm going to measure, eyeball, a teaspoon in that little cup there of my drinking water hand. In it goes, teaspoon of water, 6 cups, 1 teaspoon of salt, sorry, 6 cups of water. In it goes. I'm gonna put this on high, watch it closely on my stovetop, bring it to a boil.
I'm just noticing the setup, nice chicken bucket bowl. Make sure you sanitize with bleach your cutting board and your area around you.
Here's our pork braising in the liquid with the onions and garlic. And this foamy stuff here looks pretty nasty. It's called scum. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a spoon and I'm simply going to skim the scum off of the top of the surface. You don't wanna grab too much of your liquid, your braising liquid, which is the water here. You wanna keep that water in the pot. Skim your scum. Pork is braised for some time. Everything in this pot is cooked. The onions are cooked, the garlic's in there, the color's changed, and the pork. You need to test this as the time goes on in the pot. I'm gonna test this here. It's been boiling for 90 minutes. I take it, shake off the moisture, put it onto a plate, take 2 forks. And this is why it's called pulled pork, folks. You can take 2 forks and pull it apart, and it'll be tender, flaky, nice, just like that. So it's been braising for 90 minutes and I want to test my pork. Nice and hot in here. I take it out with a fork, put it onto a plate or a cutting board. I take the 2 forks, put them in the center of the meat, and I want to pull them apart. You can see the lines of the muscle in there, but these muscles are no longer tough. They are fork tender. I'm pulling the 2 forks apart. That's why it's called pulled pork. Take your entire pot, all of the liquid, onions and pork, put it into a sieve. We just want to reserve the pork now. Take the big chunks of pork meat out, leaving the onions and the garlic in the sieve.
And then into the garbage.
You want to reserve only the pork meat. There it is, getting it all out, and this cooking liquid underneath. You need that stuff for later. You should have 1 cup of the braising liquid, the pork liquid there. Your pork in a bowl wrapped up and labeled. And this 1 cup, keep in a bowl. 1 cup there, wrapped up, saran wrap. And we're going to label that so we know what it is. And this is gonna be hot liquid. So what you wanna do is you either keep it open just a little bit, tent it a bit like that, or wrap it up, poke some holes with a paring knife in it. Good 6 or 7 in there to allow the heat to escape so it cools down